Hello, I'm Skeleton. I've hit Radiant countless times on multiple agents, and I've also peaked rank 1 on Europe. I am an experienced coach and player, and I'm basically just here to help you learn everything you need to know about Valorant. Okay, so we're going to be looking at Chamber on Sunset. Now, in my opinion, Cypher is better on Sunset, but Chamber is playable. Maybe if you already have a Cypher or you're a Chamber one trick, you just love playing Chamber, then this guide will help you. But if you're just like a random person, you never maybe played Chamber, I would probably suggest trying to play Cypher if you like the Sentinel role. But Chamber is okay on this map, there's some pretty cool stuff you can do, so I'm going to show that now. So we're going to start on defense. Now, if you are solo Sentinel, you're going to be wanting to play towards B. If you was playing Cypher, usually where you would be playing, you'd be playing towards B. But obviously Chamber's very different, so mixing it around's not as bad, but B is just a nightmare to hold. Now, when thinking about how you want to be playing Chamber, obviously we want to be playing him aggressive, we want to be trying to get some picks. Yeah, we want to be getting in there. Now, this space here is super important if you're trying to get a pick. The best TPs I can suggest is either this kind of basic one, or you can put one like here. Now you only want to be putting one here if you're pretty confident like they're not hard fighting B main, it's maybe only one guy, because then what you can do, said the barrier drops, you can kind of push in deep, take the space early. That's only what this one's good for, and then obviously it's good because it kind of follows you up a lot deeper. But usually the one I'll do is just this one. It's pretty boring, but yeah. Now, when thinking about peeking B main, you need to think, do they have a Cypher? And if they do have a Cypher, is their Cypher using the camera on B? And if he is, you're gonna want to ask a teammate to come and break the camera for you. Obviously you can do it yourself if you have a Vandal, but if you have an off, ask your teammate to break the camera for you. Just hold this while he's breaking it, and then then you can peek up, then you can start to walk up if there's no pressure. If there is pressure, this angle is strong. But what I like to do is even if there's pressure in the steps, I'll just peek here early. I'll hold this, peek here early, and if someone swings me, I'll either try shoot or I'll just insta TP. And if no one's here, as I said, you can begin to push up. This is a really strong angle, and make sure you play your corners and just be wary. There could be a guy like sitting here. B main as well. You can put like a TP here, play behind the box as long as someone breaks your camera, or even play like a weird off angle, like you can just sit here crouched with an off. In general, you kind of want to be using this TP. And again, if you are using this TP, playing an angle like this is fine. Playing a little bit deeper like this is fine. You shoot and then you TP. Mix it up, don't just do the same thing every round. A nice TP is you put one here, and you can just kind of hold this like tight angle like this, or you can even jump up and hold this tight angle, kill one, and you're on site now. You can maybe hold like this for them to run out, or you can keep fighting depending on what gun you've got and how you're feeling and what's going on. This TP is strong. You can put like a mid-site TP, and you can just play like everywhere, which is okay. And then if you really want to play safe, you can put a TP here really, and kind of just play backside. But in general on Chamber, you don't really want to be like perma playing retake. Your teammate's going to get annoyed at you and you're probably going to lose the round. B site's not an easy site to retake, so you want to be trying to fight, and you need to work with your teammates. You can't just no VC run it down B main every round if they are taking B main properly. So yeah. Now, in terms of where you want to put your trip, like tripping market is valid, or putting it, you can just put it like up here, and it'll work. I like to do is like maybe say I have an Omen or something, and the Omen's leaning towards B, like he can solo B site usually, and then you can play up on this box. This is a really good angle. If they're pushing heavy on mid, you don't want to be just sitting like this because they're gonna see your legs. You want to get deep on this corner like that, or you want to get here. This is like the best spot really to play, and just hold the run in. If you want to fight mid, I do this quite a lot. Is I just put my TP here, and on the way the timing works is you can basically run here. You can hold this. Maybe you don't see anyone, and then you can fight the guy tiles, and then you TP out. So it's pretty good. If they're going B a lot and you still want to fight mid, make sure your TP is here, okay, like this, because I did this. This happened to me the other day where I had my TP here. You know, I peeked mid, killed one, I TP'd, and then there was like 3 people just out on B staring at me. So if they are going heavy, they're contesting B a lot. Just put your TP more to the left, so it's covered. I mean, you can just do this one every single time, really. Like, it basically does the same thing. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. If you wanted to be fighting mid, so obviously we want to be mixing it up on chamber, then this is a pretty nice angle. The problem with this angle is like you're gonna eat a lot of flashes. You need to be a little bit careful for the tiles guy, but you can stand like here, right, and you block this off for a little while. So if they're going fast tiles, you know, maybe you hear one tiles, you need to be pretty aware if you're doing this. You hear one tiles, hold tiles, you can kill him. Or if they're swinging mid a lot, you know, they're just smoking and swinging out mid, you know, you can just kind of hold like this. But again, just be careful for this guy. If I'm actually jumping up here, I'll use the Vandal a lot, just because I can see, you know, if I'm upping, I can't see with the Vandal, you know, you can see this, so I might just hold like this, see a guy on my left and I TP. On A, this TP is super strong, just because it kind of covers everything when you're fighting A. And for elbow, if you're playing elbow, like, put your TP here, and it just covers like the whole of elbow, really, like where you're going to want to be playing. And if you want to peek out elbow, you're covered as well, and then you're safe when you're TPing. This angle is really strong, so you want to utilize this if they're going A lot, and this angle is really cringe as well. Again, if they're hitting A over and over and over again, your team can't hold it. Sit up here, like even if they smoke CT, you can just see over the smoke, and you can get like 2 kills easy. Playing up here, it's super hard for the enemies to deal with, and they're just not going to be clearing it. So this is like a very passive angle, but if they are heavy hitting A and they're spamming a lot of util, it's actually a super strong angle that you should do. And again, you know, if you're playing elbow, you can put your TP like this and kind of play a bit of a off angle. Like, I see a lot of people put their TP here, but I just don't like it. You're just stuck, you know, there's no exit. You need to be thinking about your exit when you're playing chamber. How are you gonna get out of the situation? You know, what route are you going? If you're just slapping your TP down, you're playing like this, maybe you kill one guy and you TP and then you're stuck, right? And if the teammates use their util properly, you normally just die. So you want to be thinking about how you're going to get out of the situation after you've used your TP, and where the enemies are going to be after you've used it. And again, you know, you can play up here, but this angle's a bit like weird, because when you're up here, you're kind of up here, you've got nowhere to hide. You're open to left, you're open to right. Even if you like kill one elbow and you try drop, you know, you're still open. So it's a good off angle, but it's a bit open at the same time. And I would really say that's everything you need to know for defense on chamber. There's not that much you can do. As I said, he's not the strongest agent on this map, but he is playable and he's good enough. You really just want to be pushing for the op kills, pushing for entries, and taking space. The good thing is, you know, on A, if they're going heavy mid, you can flank. If they're going B, you can flank. There's a lot of options to flank. You can take mid. There's you know, through market, through top mid. There's a lot of ways that you can find an early pick, but there's just not that many options in terms of TPs and stuff for him. Now, for attack, when we're looking at chamber, obviously you want to be trying to use your trip to cover the flanks. Usually I'll just put my trip here for the A flank, and the reason I like my trip here is if you put it out into the open, you know, they can break it at the start of the round. If you put it here, if they try and peek behind you, then it's going to go off, right? Like by the time they get here, the trip's going off. Again, I see a lot of people putting these TPs in the corners, and then the enemies just walk around, and maybe they just sit here for half an hour and hold, and then they eventually kill someone. So putting your TP there is like a lot better. If you're pushing A, this TP is super strong to cover you as you're running up, and again, you know, you can just throw one down here if you're taking elbow, or you hold on to your TP, you can put one here. Or sometimes what I actually do is I'll put it on this box, and yeah, you can just play up here, hold main for your team. So this is actually pretty decent. What I like to do if I'm like lurking mid is put TP here. But you just need to be really careful when you're playing around tiles that there's not some guy bum rushing it. So, you know, just kind of hold this, be super aware. Sometimes I'll even peek this first, as long as I know they don't have an off, and then you can take mid. So that's a good one for there. And then For if you're peeking lower mid, I'd say you can just put it anywhere down here. It doesn't really matter. For B, you're taking B. You can put it anywhere in main. It doesn't really matter. But what I like to do is, let's say you're late, right? Maybe you're playing towards tiles. You're playing towards mid, and then you're coming into B main late. The bomb's down. I'll throw my TP on this box, and I'll just play up here on this off angle. This is really good if they omen smoke main, because you can see over, so you can see backside and you can see main, and it's just a really strong off angle. A lot of people obviously are not going to expect it, so you can kill someone, just drop off, that type of thing. Yeah, I do this a lot. I actually use this angle all the time. It's not just like some weird like fluke thing. I actually do that like more times than, I'm trying to think of the expression. I do it a lot. I don't know what I was gonna say. I do it a lot. So this TP is also good just for like utilize angles like this. Play on top, hold. When you've got a TP, you kind of this Chamber's the only agent where you can literally play on this box on A, right? Say market's smoked or something, and you can just kind of play like this, right? And you can just kill the guy backside and TP out. You can play super ballsy and play in positions that people are never going to expect you, and that's what you have to do on Chamber. You have to be playing off angles and getting the most out of your TP, because it is really your only bit of util that you have. Honestly, that's really it for Chamber on Sunset. There's not that much you can do on him, to be honest, and I wouldn't recommend someone to pick it. He's decent, but definitely not the strongest agent. Cypher by far is much better, and we do have a Cypher guide on Sunset. We go in depth on the setups and what you need to be doing on Cypher, so check that one out if you're interested. But Chamber does work well enough.